I'd like to call to order our meeting of the Oak Ridge Board of Education. Please join me to honor America as our Wildcat Company presents the colors and remain standing for the pledge. All rise. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry, colors. Order, colors. Color guard. Voila.
Okay, you may be seated. All right, for the best part of our meeting, I'd like to call Ms. Downard up to introduce our special presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us and for, in my opinion, saving the best for last. So I have Miss Susan's 4-year-old class here this evening to entertain you, and they are ready to come in. Miss Susan, come on in.
That was wonderful. That's right. That's good. So all of the people, the millions of people that are watching, are looking through that camera. So I'm going to let you say your name, and Miss Susan can help if we need it. Okay?
This is Riley Dockery.
My name is Everly. My name's Melly. My name's Davian. My name's Aaron. My name is Damien. My name is Eli. My name is Evie. My name is Lily.
Jason.
Micah.
Thank you so much. We loved having you. Yes. Bye-bye, guys. And the best part of the meeting is done. Okay, next on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion. Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Want to go? Oh, it says reopen. Okay. Okay. Motion passes unanimously with assistance. Thank you so much. Okay, next on our agenda is our special reports and presentations. The first thing we have is our good news, and I'll start with Ms. Craven.
All right. I have good news from Willowbrook. The Oak Ridge High School students from Brood Awakening treated Willowbrook staff to a wonderful assortment of coffee to start the morning on April 8th. A special thank you to Miss Katie from the high school for her help in organizing. Willowbrook staff also took part in a fun and entertaining basketball game during the annual Super Hoops competition. Several families attended to enjoy the event, which featured great basketball action and a performance by the WBES cheerleaders. Thank you to the Willowbrook PTO for organizing the event and to Robertsville Middle School for being wonderful hosts.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Crank.
I have good news from Jefferson Middle School. Skyla Hardy, an 8th grader, was selected as the middle school winner in ORNL FCU's Community Art and Mural Program for the 2026 theme, Cooperation for a Prosperous World. Her design will be featured in a large-scale installation at ORNL FCU headquarters in Oak Ridge, and she will receive a $100 award with a $500 award going to the Jefferson Middle School art program. Congratulations to Skyla and art educator Jim Dodson. Congratulations also to 8th grader Natalie Shanafield, a registered member of the Oak Ridge High School robotics team this season, as the team prepares to compete at the Rocket City Regional Competition.
Okay, Dr. Hartman.
I have news from Robertsville, good news that is. Congratulations to the Robertsville Technology Student Association chapter for an outstanding performance at the state competition in Chattanooga, April 9th through 12th. Students earned first and second place medals in 10 categories and secured third place honors in 3 additional categories, an incredible achievement that reflects their hard work, innovation, and dedication. And I also have great news from Oak Ridge High School. At the Hardin Valley Invitational, the boys track and field team set meet, stadium, and school records in the 600 SMR, which is Sprint Medley Relay, which is 200, 200, 400, and 800. The relay team included Newberry, Porter, Phillips, and Greenhall. Mason Greenhall also placed first in the 800-meter run, and the 4x4 or the 4x400 meter relay team placed first. Maddie Fraser set a new school record in girls javelin throw with a throw of 78.11. Senior Amonte Bishop has signed to continue his academic and football career at Union Commonwealth University in Kentucky, where he will major in exercise science. The ORHS Wild Band Percussion and Guard programs had a successful showing at the East Tennessee Performing Arts Association Championships, highlighted by a first-place undefeated indoor drumline season. And lastly, the automotive and welding teams earned third place overall at the top wrench competition at Crown College, the highest finish in Oak Ridge history. The team placed first in both Static Engine Challenge and the Computer Control Car Challenge, and third place in the Pit Crew Challenge. So congratulations.
Okay, that's just some of the good news, and quite a variety of good news we have going. Okay, next we have our recognition of our Oak Ridge Schools Volunteer of the Year. I'd like to ask Mr. Jason Nussbaum to come forward and give us some details.
All right, good evening. It is my pleasure and privilege to recognize Mr. Charlie Kalinsky. I'm going to ask him to join me up here for just a moment. Mr. Kalinsky is being recognized as our District Volunteer of the Year. He has been an amazing addition to our team this year. We have several volunteers that we're extremely proud of to have part of our Willowbrook team. Mr. Kalinsky stood out to us this year based on the fact, and you have seen his nomination form and why we selected him, but he came to us at the beginning of the year and he asked to be in our CDC classroom. And that's a unique request that we get. Haven't gotten very many of those, but Mr. Kalinsky has joined that team, and not only does he come in and work with our students with our highest needs, he also comes in once a week and is there for the whole duration of the day. And as we know, volunteers usually come in for an hour or two here or there. He has come in and spent the entire day in that program. And he has endured a lot as far as nothing shakes him or rattles him. He has done an amazing job. The kids absolutely adore him. And the staff, he has his own cheering squad today. And not many of our volunteers have ever had a cheering section. But we're extremely excited to have him, and we're thrilled that he won our District Volunteer of the Year award. So I am here to recognize him along with everybody else. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I think we're going to have you stand for a picture.
Thank you so much. So Charlie's name will be entered into the TSBA East District Volunteer of the Year competition, and hopefully he'll win that and go on to the statewide competition. But anyway, Mr. Kalinsky, we are so happy and proud and appreciative of the work that you do. Let's give him one more round of applause. Okay, that is it for our special reports and presentations. Next is the public forum. The public forum is designed to allow anyone in attendance to address a topic that is not included on the agenda. If you'd like to address the board, please raise your hand to be recognized before coming to the podium. Once at the podium, we ask that you sign in, including your email, and state your name and home address. All comments must be made from the podium and into the microphone. Each person who chooses to address the board during the public forum will be given 3 minutes to convey their message. The board may choose to respond, or perhaps more likely, we will choose to gather additional information from Oak Ridge School staff members and respond to your comments later. If you're here to address the board regarding a topic that's on the agenda, please raise your hand when the topic is presented. Is there anyone here who wishes to address the board? Come on. Oh, okay, we've got 2 people. Wow.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Spratland. Let me put my stuff down. And this is an easy one. I know y'all ready to get out of school, principals, but it's time for the back to school. So y'all know I had to announce it early. It will be July 18th, and it'll be boots on the ground, so we got to find y'all fans. It'll be from 11:30 to 1:30. So the free medical clinic will be from 8:30 to 1:30. And then we'll do our small time, y'all, from 11:30 to 1:30. So y'all can have your day. And then you don't have that weekend, right before school. You don't have to worry about the children. Go and celebrate yourself before it starts again. But that's all I want to do is let you all know when it will be. Thank you.
Thank you.
July
Tell us
18th. Oh, y'all want me to start?
July 18th? Mm-hmm. All right, great. Thank
So
you.
they'll have flyers out.
All right, Mr. McDaniel, come on down. Mr. McBride, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Martin McBride, 954 West Outer Drive in Oak Ridge. In the last few months, I've been discussing the opportunity to go to the Department of Energy to seek some targeted investments in our local host communities. That would be Oak Ridge, the city of Oak Ridge, and Anderson and Roane counties. I've been discussing mostly with the city council, and last month I think I introduced the topic here. Tonight I'd like to talk about one area of potential investment, which would be student loan forgiveness, federal student loan forgiveness. It turns out that the federal government has at least 2 student loan forgiveness for federal officials. Those are the ones that I've found so far. I think this would be an ideal program to recommend for DOE as part of a new Friends and Neighbors program to boost support in local communities, not only here, but across the nation. Oak Ridge could pioneer that kind of program, and in the 5-step program that I recommended to you, or I sent to you, it currently lists student loan forgiveness for nuclear entities or nuclear employment that reside in Oak Ridge or Anderson County. That would be the first priority for such forgiveness, and because basically I came from the nuclear business. I spent 50 years there. I worked in sites across the nation, and I think that would be a wonderful addition to the Department of Energy programs. But thinking about it also, the other focus I had in those areas, number one, were seeking direct funding for local public schools in line with what the Department of Energy is currently doing for the Los Alamos County schools in New Mexico, and it's done that for 20 years. Every year it gives $8 million straight to the school boards for that school district. I think we ought to go after that as a low-hanging fruit, something that would be currently involved or currently exist elsewhere, and it'd be easy to do here. But also, number 2 on the list is this idea of student loan forgiveness based on residency and nuclear employment. And I think that also could be expanded to residency and association with the Oak Ridge Public Schools, either public school staff or students. Now, that program would be really fun to put together as a proposal. I didn't do it. I'm not an expert in education, and I would hope maybe if you're interested that maybe we could work together on something in the future. But again, that's 2 programs that are like that in the federal government right now. DOE could do something like that here if people are interested. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Is there anyone else? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Ms. Craven. Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda is items for action. Item A is the CTE Perkins Grant funding application. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY27 CTE Perkins Basic Funding Application in the projected amount of $69,539.85. This is an annual non-competitive grant application.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
As we shared, this is an annual thing that we do. It's non-competitive, and the budget line items are attached to this item.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, item B is the FY27 Lottery for Education After School Program Application Grant. Dr. B.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY27 Lottery for Education After School Programs Application Grant, also known as the LEAPS grant.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borchert.
I recommend the board approve this grant application in the amount of $260,000 annually. This grant would fund education after-school programs at Linden Elementary School and Woodland Elementary School. The LEAPS grant is highly competitive and is awarded for a 3-year period, and the award notifications are expected in July.
Per the no. Any comments or questions from the board? This grant has 57 pages. I briefly perused it. Thank you very much for putting this together. I know it was a lot of work. Okay, any other comments or questions?
Ms. Marsha Wade's in the audience. Dr. Williams couldn't be here, but she had the big chunk of this work. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. 57 pages for an application is impressive. Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda is item C, the Lifetime Wellness Textbook Adoption. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY27 Lifetime Wellness Textbook Adoption.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
The Lifetime Wellness Textbook Review Committee has completed a thorough evaluation process and unanimously recommended the adoption of the Goodhart Wilcox Lifetime Wellness Textbook for district use. Based on the findings attached to this item, the committee firmly believes that the Goodhart Wilcox Lifetime Wellness Textbook represents the best available option to support effective, high-quality health education for our students.
Any questions or comments from the board? You do? No? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Oh, I forgot to mention, Ms. Webb is not here, obviously. She is at the high school where her son is getting, is involved in the honor ceremony tonight. He is a senior. And so she ditched us to go honor Crawford, which I appreciate. So that's where Ms. Webb is. Okay, next is item D, the FY26 summer school fees. Dr. Borchert.
Ms. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY26 summer school fees.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borchert.
The summer program will be targeting those K-8 students most in need of additional instruction for educational progress and promotional purposes. The vast majority of these students fall under one of the subgroups targeted by ORS as in danger of not meeting grade level proficiency. In order to encourage more of those students to attend, there will be no fees or tuition. And likewise, at the high school, there will be no charge, but non-resident students, if they would come, would have to pay $150 per course.
Any comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda is item E, Board Policy 1.404, Appeals to Appearances Before the Board. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 1.404, Appeals to and Appearances Before the Board.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
On March 26, Governor Lee officially signed House Bill 22 and Senate Bill 178 into law. As amended, this newly enacted legislation requires local governing bodies, including boards of education, to allow public comment on any matter that is germane to the jurisdiction of the local governing body, regardless of whether such matter is an item on the agenda for the meeting. This is in addition to the requirement that boards allow public comment on matters that are germane to their items on the agenda for the meeting. TSBA provided a sample policy, and we've updated the language in our current policy, which adds a provision that clarifies public comments may include matters that are germane to the school board's jurisdiction.
Any comments or questions from the board? We really have done this already, so we don't really need to do a lot to our policy.
Yep.
Okay, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda is item F, Board Policy 1.804, Drug-Free Workplace. Dr. Borchert.
Ms. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 1.804, Drug-Free Workplace.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borchert.
And before I share just a little bit more about this policy, I just want to share with everybody that the next 9 policies are a part of a TSBA review. They recently provided an update on model policies and administrative procedures, along with new human resource guide. Together, these enhanced resources are designed to help school boards strengthen district-wide HR practices with greater consistency, clarity, and confidence. Addressing key areas such as hiring, onboarding, compliance, and employee support, these materials provide a practical framework for standardizing essential HR processes across the district. By promoting a more consistent approach to day-to-day operations, they can help districts improve efficiencies, support employees, and navigate personnel matters more effectively. So in this particular policy, this updated contains a provision on examinations based on reasonable suspicion.
So you're going to say ditto 9 times? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next is item G, Board Policy 5.114, Personnel Files. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.114, Personnel Files.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert.
This updated policy clarifies that disciplinary action is part of an employee's personnel file.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have item H, Board Policy 5.200, Separation Practices for Tenured Teachers. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.200, Separation Practices for Tenured Teachers.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert.
Just a matter of information for this policy, the next one, 5.201, and then 5.202, all of the changes are the same. They're just for different employee groups. So the changes were they include a provision for temporary suspensions that may involve suspending with pay in limited circumstances.
Any comments or questions for Dr. Borchert? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next is that same policy except for non-licensed teachers. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.201, Separation Practices for Non-Tenured Licensed Teachers.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Second. Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
Yeah, same thing on this policy as well.
Any comments or questions? Okay, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next is item J, separation policies for non-licensed employees. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.202, Separation Practices for Non-Licensed Employees.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert, anything extra?
Absolutely the same things as
Okay.
the previous two.
Good. Any comments or questions? Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we have item K, Board Policy 5.400. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.400, Health Examinations, Communicable Diseases.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Webb. Dr. Borchert.
This policy includes a new provision on providing options for employees who may be ill.
Any comments or questions from the board? Okay, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next is item L, Board Policy 5.403, Drug and Alcohol Testing for Employees. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.403, Drug and Alcohol Testing for Employees.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Second. Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
This updated policy contains new information on best practices for reasonable suspicion testing.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next is item M, Board Policy 5.606, Political Activities. Dr. Borschwitz.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.606, Political Activities.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borschwitz.
This change includes a prohibition on using district-owned property for filming political content.
Any comments or questions from the board? So just to clarify, this would mean if a teacher or one of us was running for elected office, we can't like have pictures of us at Blankenship or in front of Oak Ridge High School on a flyer.
I think that's the intent of the law, yes.
Okay, and that's the same way with student athletes and NIL also.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Any questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next is item N, Board Policy 5.608. Dr. Borschwitz.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.608, Tutoring for Pay.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borschwitz.
This updated policy includes a more detailed provision on tutoring arrangements.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. A motion passes unanimously. Okay, next is item O, Board Policy 5.800. Dr. Borschwitz.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.800.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borschwitz.
This updated policy includes provisions clarifying the personnel responsibility of the superintendent.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, our last policy, last voting thing is purchase of installation of carpet and tile. Dr. Borschwitz.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the purchase and installation of carpet in the Jefferson Band Room and tile in the Woodland Cafeteria in the amount of $43,971.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borschwitz.
The carpet in the JMS Band Room is in need of replacement, and the existing tile floor is beginning to loosen and break into smaller pieces. In addition, the VCT tile floor in the Woodland Cafeteria was installed over an existing asbestos tile floor. Due to the age and condition of both layers, the flooring is deteriorating and breaking apart. All existing flooring materials will be abated by a licensed professional abatement contractor prior to the installation of the new flooring.
Any comments or questions? So will this happen during summer?
Summer break is Mr. Thacker. Yes, that's what I'm hearing, this summer.
Yeah. Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on our agenda is items for information. And first thing is the budget concepts.
All right, Melissa has has our little presentation up there. So we are approaching the end of our budget for this upcoming year, and just kind of, this is going to be very high level. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have a presentation to City Council as well as the board and anybody else on the 11th of May to go a little more in depth. But all right, Melissa, go on to the next one. basically, we start this year out every year looking at current year, see what everything, the information's telling us, and then try to budget appropriately for the next year. So just kind of an update on where we are for FY26. Every month we monitor and report to the board. Currently, our revenues are down slightly over the same time last year, mainly due to property tax declines, which is, I know, a little surprising, but there is some reasons for it, but that had to do with some rates. And everything else is on track on the expenditure side. Since the adoption of the 26 budget, we've added a couple of positions. We had a contingent ASL interpreter that is still on our books, but we've not had to utilize this year. We reclassified a teacher's assistant from a regular TA at Linden to a special ed TA, and then added the work-based learning coordinator at the high school. And just overall, as we look at budget every year, our highest expense every year is going to be our staff. Over 80% of our budget every year is salaries and benefits. And we just kind of made a note here just how much that we recognize that effective teachers are the reason that we are so successful as a district. So projections for next year is not what I guess any of us had really hoped, but we are showing overall as a district an overall decrease of 49 students from October of 2026 projected towards October of 2027. I'm sorry, that should have been October 2025 to October 2026. I apologize. We had a typo there. Even though we live in 3 years in my office, and so I never know what year it is. At the high school, we're projecting another decrease. Middle schools increase again, and then the elementary schools as well a decrease for next year. Okay. And then this is just the projections that are done through some fancy calculations. I think, I don't know who all, I know Tony runs it. I think Mr. Hundermark might have been who came up with it, and I appreciate their work every year on providing these to us. But this will be published in the budget, and this is kind of what we're basing our numbers on. So staffing, this is the part that everybody wants to hear about, right? Compensation, the proposed FY27 budget is going to include a 1.5% salary increase for all staff, as well as a step for all eligible employees. Average, this is going to be about 2.5% across the district. The step depends a little bit on what your position is and where you are in the schedule. We're also anticipating new expenditures for staffing as needed for some ratios, and the addition of a special education teacher and a special education TA at Willowbrook next year, as well as a school counselor at Linden. Go on, Melissa. Just some information on benefits. The state gives us legacy retirement benefit costs. Those will be going up from 5.77% to 6.35% next year. This is what helps fund TCRS, and the district does this contribution on behalf of all of our employees. Non-licensed legacy retirement benefit costs are also increasing slightly to 6.29%. It is a flat 9% for all hybrid employees, so that never changes. We haven't received the final estimate from the state yet as of, we're hoping to get something in the next week or two. And there will be no increase for vision or life insurance, and a 3.5% increase for dental for next year. So just kind of our goals every year: focus on opportunities that will improve and enhance the portrait of a graduate in Forward Oak Ridge, focus on finding the best possible alignment of resources and student success, expanding opportunities for our students. We're always excited about the opportunities that we are able to give our kids. Prioritize investment to retain our staff, because we do know that, like I said earlier, that's what helps keep us be such a successful district. And maintain effective strategy for cohesive operation to allow for flexibility for future budget implications. I know my team always gets tired of me saying it's not just this year. We have to look down the road to make sure that what we're doing is sustainable. TISA estimates this year from the state, FY27, Estimates will be coming in. We won't receive the final until July, but we have received two. It does appear that we will be getting some increase for next year, mainly because of the per pupil going up a little bit, and then the focus that we've made on our CTE programs. Sales and property taxes from Anderson and Roane are projected based on historical and the current available information. We still are awaiting final enrollment numbers from Anderson and Roane counties. The state basically tells us every year how much of the revenue pie that comes to Oak Ridge schools versus the county schools. Usually we have those numbers in late February, early March, and they still have not released those yet. So as soon as we know that, we'll get that published. Hopefully we'll have it before we have our final budget numbers, but I'm not holding my breath at this point. Okay. As I said earlier, we want to try to attract and retain high-quality staff. And to reiterate, on average, staff will see a 2.5% salary increase for next year. Again, health insurance in early May. And then next year we're looking, and we did budget for health insurance at a pretty high rate right now based on what the state has told us to just estimate. We're hoping that what they've told us is way more than what we actually will need. And next year we'll have payment 9 of 15 for the ESG Phase 1 improvements that we went into, that were done in 2019, I think. And then payment 6 for Phase 2. And it will be our first payment for the scoreboard lease as well. And this is just kind of our budget planning process, and we are trying to get better at this every year. We kind of start at the beginning talking to principals, trying to see what our instructional and budgetary goals are for the following year, see what our estimated funding is going to be, and then see what we have basically to spend and how we can best budget it to benefit our employees and our students the best we can. And the use of fund balances and reserves is needed. And then this is to wrap up. As I said, we'll have the first draft of the budget ready to go by Monday, May 4th. I'm actually, knock on wood, a little ahead of schedule on that, and we're hoping to get that delivered to you guys by the end of this week. If not, it'll be next Monday, May 11th. We'll have our meeting with the city, and then line by line on the 18th. And then at our May board meeting, hopefully we'll be able to get this thing passed and move on into the next year. And that's all I've got. Any questions?
I gave the board our timeline to help us remember all of these different meetings that we're going to have.
We'll get to see a lot of each other over the next month.
Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the sustainable comment that you made. I think that some of us may have seen that surrounding school systems are having to eliminate positions in order to maintain their budgets. So we don't want to go there.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay, next is our legislative update. I think Dr. B sent us a whole bunch of policies for this time that we updated because of the legislative changes. Erin is our legislative rep. She isn't here. Anybody got anything? Okay, we'll move on to financial report. Any questions for Ms. Van Dyke?
The only thing that I will mention is that you may notice the reports look a little different because of our software change within Skyward. The reports just look totally different. So instead of having one that's squished with all of the funds, now you get a report for each fund separately.
Okay, enrollment and attendance.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start with enrollment. This past Friday's enrollment, we are down District 86 students, again, 65 at the high school. That includes a lot of those early grads like we discussed, plus 4 students at the middle schools, and a decrease in 25 students at the elementary level. So that has pretty much been remaining somewhere around that number for the last couple last couple weeks. So, all right, with attendance, let's go ahead and start with our kiddos first. This is for reporting period 7, that's February 25th through April 9th. So our runner-up this reporting period was Linden Elementary, and first place goes to Glenwood Elementary.
Yay. We have a guest photographer here.
Yes. All right. And now our staff attendance, and this was for March of 2026. Obviously, we know that that is spring break, but 57% of our staff, 412 staff members, had perfect attendance. Let's go ahead and do schools first. Our runner-up was Linden Elementary. First place is Jefferson Middle School. All right, and last but certainly not least, our departments, and I get a kick out of this every time I do this, the department piece. But our runner-up, I want to give a huge shout out, especially with all the work they've been doing on Q. Our business office was runner-up, and so that's a huge shout out with all the work you guys have been doing. And again, they are not here, but communications, they had perfect attendance. All 2 of them. However, the percentages do align. So they are not here, but our communications department did win that departmental trophy. So we'll put it back in Molly's office till she gets here. And that is attendance.
Items for discussion. Any old business or new business? Communications. As we talked earlier, we're going to be seeing a lot of each other. On Thursday, the board will be visiting Oak Ridge High School. Then on May the 11th, we will be back in this room for our budget presentation. On May the 14th, we will be visiting with maintenance and HR. On May 15th is a really special night. That's graduation. We're going to pray for cloudy skies. Cloudy skies, no rain. That's what we're going to hope for. Then on the 18th, we will have a budget work session back in this room. And on the 26th, we will be having our last May meeting. I want to remind everybody to turn in your Wildcat Movement minutes. Ms. Wade has really challenged all of our school system to staff to move. So it's been fun. This is week 3. So everybody turn in your minutes to me and work hard this month or this week. Okay. Okay, I want to remind all the seniors that you are invited, the graduating seniors, you are invited to graduation celebration. It's a free party and the registration is open now. So please, if you have a senior or know of a senior, please encourage them to attend this safe, fun party that our community puts on for them. Okay, thank you to Scott and Dave and Melissa. Anybody have anything else? Okay, we are adjourned.